Yo guys, what's going on, and welcome to a new video here on the channel. 2 days ago I did the first Lord Vader versus Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, and today we're going to be going through some of the key things up against different types of Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tanos. Some datacrons come into play and some modding also. So this is going to be your standard lineup. You want Maul, obviously, because of his seething rage and for the buff dispel on his AoE. Piett is also very good because he has a buff dispel on his AoE also, which is going to be good to take off the taunt on Ahsoka, as you're going to be seeing in the video. One thing though, in Grand Arena, the only armor card that can affect this battle is going to be Kanan's Legacy. And while in Grand Arena he gains 25 stacks of Purgle Migration. And so basically he's going to have 50 stacks, and that's going to give him, I think it is 50% defense and 50% tenacity, so it's going to be a little bit more durable. But other than that, it shouldn't be a problem at all. And also, as we can see here somewhere, while Ahsoka has perfect defense, not here. If all allies respect her at the start of the battle, whenever an ally is dazed, they dispel it and gain 15 speed. So here it's important to know before you go into the battle, always double check the Ezra's speed. And you want to make sure that your Piett is faster than the opponent's Ezra. So in this case, I don't think it's going to have a lot of speed. 288, so it doesn't really matter. But for example, we have Piett here at 348, and with Lord Vader's leader ability gaining 20 plus speed, he's going to put it at 368. So the opening play is therefore going to be a Dark Harbinger if it is possible for Ezra to be able to gain over 368 speed, and then it can cause some complications. But let's just go into the battle and showcase how it normally goes. So we're a little bit faster, and now that we know that his Ezra is now going to be faster than my Piett, we can go ahead and do this. Ahsoka's gonna take a turn. We're gonna do a buff dispel. She's gonna gain taunt up again, and here comes, you want to have Piett faster than their Ezra, just to be able to buff dispel their Ahsoka, and then you go all in on Ezra. So as you can see right there, we deleted him straight away. Let's go ahead and do this. And now there's a few ways of doing it. I like to fracture Huyang just to make sure she doesn't get her ult super quickly. And now we're just gonna mark down Lord Vader, and here is why I now prefer to have Royal Guard over Darth Vader. If we had Darth Vader here instead, some random guy would have gonna fracture him, we could be in a little of a pickle. But now General Syndulla has to go for our Royal Guard. Let's just go make sure we go into ult. They're gonna get a few turns. And as you can see there, Ahsoka's ult charge is barely moving because we have Huyang fractured. We're gonna get a few turns. And right now, normally if she has taunt, just do 2 seething rage and then dispel it. But now, since everyone is open, we can just start working on Padawan Sabine Wren a little bit, because she is the main damage dealer. And now, as you can see, maybe that was a misplay, but she gained her ult, which shouldn't be too big of an issue. Let's just go ahead and drop that. They're gonna go into their first ult, but it's not gonna matter too much, except that they increased all of our cooldowns. So let's just make sure we have our buff dispel ready whenever we need it, because all of our cooldowns are getting wrecked. And now, as you can see, when you have entered this stage right here, it's just a matter of time. We have 3 minutes normally. It goes a lot quicker, but this is just because I was trying to sit down and explain it for you. And they have a lot of resistance penetration on this Kron, so it can take a while, but other than that, they have the tank revive also. But this shouldn't be too big of an issue for Lord Vader. I have my best Lord Vader Kron, as I made a video on earlier on a month ago or so. But normally, if let's say there were no data crons on both sides, this should still work perfectly well. Maul is never close to dying. The only one that dies off sometimes is Piett, due to him gaining turn meter and therefore damaging himself thanks to some... I think it's Galactic Legend Ahsoka's one of her uniques. So yeah, as you can see now, we're still 2 minutes left of the battle. Lord Vader has ramped up. We're now in our second ult, I think, so whenever we kill her off right now, she's not going to revive. So yeah, super clean battles, full banners also if this were in Grand Arena. So yeah, definitely good counter. But let's just move on to another Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano that I have in here in my squad arena. So here we have a different Ahsoka. I think we're faster than this Ahsoka. They mainly have offensive stats, some crit avoidance, but this shouldn't be an issue either way. We can go ahead and do this because I double checked the speeds on Ezra before I went into the battle. I forgot to record it. But now we can see Ahsoka is taunting. Let's just dispel it and gain the 5 stacks. She's gonna take a turn now. And this is also why you want Piett to be quite fast. Dispel that taunt. Maul is taking a turn because of his frenzy, so whenever someone does a special ability while he has frenzy, he gains 100% turn meter. And let's just go ahead and delete Ezra. Okay. Padawan Sabine Ren is getting a turn. Let's just go ahead and fracture Huyang. And 9 always, the fracture lands on Royal Guard, so I think I said it previously as well. Let's just go ahead and mark down Lord Vader. So she's now taunting, which she didn't do in the first battle. Let's just go ahead and remove the taunt. Actually, I'm gonna try and delete Padawan Sabine Ren now as fast as I can. Just because she can be annoying sometimes. So now they increased all of our cooldowns. This can happen sometimes, no problem. Let's just make sure we get to that buff dispel so we can start attacking the other characters when we need to. And now when Padawan Sabine Ren is alive for a little bit longer, she can actually kill off Royal Guard sometimes. But other than that, there's no real damage dealer on this team. So right now our cooldowns are increased. We just need to wait for Maul to do his buff dispel. And let's just move on Padawan Sabine Ren a little bit more. So in this case we might actually lose Royal Guard, but we're still gonna be able to carry this battle home. So now we lost him, but it's no issue at all because Lord Vader has ramped up pretty high, and there's no need to use the seeding races right now. But as you can see, every battle is a little bit different. Let's just dispel the taunt. But the main thing I want to give you guys is that you can this is 100% it works every time. You're always gonna be able to beat Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano with Lord Vader. You just have to be careful for a few stuff. And there you can see Piett is dying off because he is gaining turn meter, and that's eventually killing himself. So let's go into ult again, heal up the team a little bit. Now she's gonna crumble. She literally has no damage over her own. So we just need to wait for Lord Vader to do his thing, and I think we should be able to kill her off here when Lord Vader gets a turn right now. So a little bit messier, not as clean as the first one. But it also depends on if you want to fracture either Padawan Sabine Ren or Huyang. 9 times out of 10 I like to fracture Huyang, but yeah, it's sometimes to fracture Padawan Sabine Ren. It's not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure when you should do what, but it's either one of those two that I like to fracture. Let's just go ahead and take this one down and move on to the next Ahsoka. Okay guys, so here we have a very good Galactic Legends Ahsoka team. Here we can see that the Ahsoka is modded for health and she is super tanky. The Ezra is also quite fast at 335, which is very good. And we can see the Padawan Sabine Ren 298, and we can see that Huyang is 269, so not the two fastest. And then we can see we have General Siduda at 305. and they have a decent con as well. So now that we can see that their characters are pretty fast, I do not want to open up with this right here, because I do not want to give them extra speed. I'm just gonna make sure we do this. Give them no extra speed at all. Dispel Taunt. Dispel Taunt again. And now we go all in on Ezra. And now I'm just gonna take a look at the turn order and see, okay. So Hu Yang is still pretty far back. So there's no need to try and give him some extra speed now at all. Or actually he just jumped the board. So we can basically just do it right now because it doesn't matter anyway. She's gonna get into her first ult. Let's just make sure we mark down Lord Vader. I'm not going to fracture because I'm going to save it. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to dispel the taunt again. Now we have the fracture. I'm actually gonna go and drop it on Padawan Sabine Wren because she is close to going into ult, and I really want to get rid of her before she gets into ult and becomes a lot more annoying. So let's just make sure we get rid of her. Nice. And let's just go ahead and dispel the taunt while we're at it. And let's just drop a big hit. So now she's going to reset all of our cooldowns to the max. But she literally has no damage dealers left. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue right now. Let's go ahead and make sure we save those. Just do basic. Basic. And that's all we can do really. So let's keep doing basic. Basic. Let's just make sure we get rid of the taunt. And basic. So here the Maul revive comes in very handy. And let's just keep doing basic. You can see when the team is well modded and I have a good Datacron, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but still we're gonna be able to pull through this. But you just gotta work with the buff, the spells and everything like that, and then we should be Gucci. So let's just make sure we get a buff dispel right there. Actually, let's see, we have ramped them up pretty high now when it comes to damage, so there we lost Maul, but shouldn't be an issue. Let's just do this, let's just lock them under ability blocks for right now. Nice, big damage. And let's just save that so we can put that on Ahsoka. And now basically just put it on auto. And Lord Vader is definitely gonna be able to carry this one home. Even though she has this. Could be too big of an issue really. Lord Vader has ramped high enough to do a lot of damage. And this is why I'm rocking a critical damage and health set on Lord Vader, because in dicey situations like this you want him to hit really hard. So now when we get into the next ult we should be able to delete her. But I actually want to do this battle up against this particular Ahsoka one more time. She has 25 stacks of what is it? Actually, you can click on it. Now we're gonna go into ult 3, I think it is. Now I need to be careful so I don't knock him down. Here comes the first big hit. And now damage is too much for her to handle. Oh shit. I accidentally knocked him down. But yeah, as you can see, as long as you put it on auto, there's not gonna be any issues at all. The only issue we had right now was that we lost our Maul, but literally the whole team was standing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and submit it. Okay guys, so we found a Another really good Galactic Legend Ahsoka team. As you can see, this one is modded for health as well. Very durable, very tanky. Their Ezra is at 349 speed, so we need to be really careful right now, because if we do the AoE now at the beginning, he is going to be super close to a Piett. So that's why we're definitely not gonna be able, not gonna do the AoE at, right at the get-go. And the same for General Syndulla, very fast, so don't want to give her some extra speed right now. Huyang, not too fast really, so shouldn't matter too much. And Padawans have been run very decent modded, I'm gonna say. And for the data crown, they have quite good stats of the new set. They don't have the Ahsoka level 9, but it shouldn't matter too much, because the level 9 on Ahsoka doesn't do too much anyway. They could probably have, when they get crit, they get 100% critical avoidance. That would be, I think, a better choice to level 6 right here. And as for the L3, I'm not too sure. But yeah, some resistance penetration and some tenacity. But yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult at all for us. We're still having the same con as I had before. Don't want to do this, don't want to give them speed. So that's why I'm going to do that. We're going to dispel the taunt. She's going to take a turn. And Ezra jumped the line. It's okay. We're going to do that anyway. And Maul is going to gain a turn. And let's see, how is the turn looking? So we're going to get a turn with... actually, let's just go ahead and kill him off. Let's just do this. And let's just make sure we fracture him. Now I can start doing this. Let's ramp up our mastery a little bit, and let's go ahead and mark down Lord Vader. And let's just make sure we do this to dispel the taunt. Let's just go into alt. And while we're at it, let's just make sure we kill off Huyang. And now let's go for Padawans have been ran. And she died from dots, I think it was. And now, as you can see, I don't think she's even gonna be able to get into her first ultimate ability. But there, guys, you can see what happens sometimes if what's his name? Ezra is going before your Piett. Now I'm not too sure why he jumped the line, because we did not give him any extra speed. We did not daze or anything. So I'm not 100% sure why he jumped the line. I think I have to rewatch it to give you 100% answer as to why he jumped the line. Maybe it's in someone's kit, but when I went through all of their kits a few days ago, I could not see anyone that was going to be able to influence the turn meter or gaining speed unless I misplay and give them daze. But yeah, definitely need to rewatch that and see why he jumped the line, because our Piett should be at 368 compared to his 349. But yeah, as we can see right now, I'm not gonna kill her off. I'm actually gonna back out, but as you can see, basic now, Lord Vader assists twice and Ahsoka is dead. Let's just see if the same thing happens now right away. So I'm gonna waste 100 crystals for you guys. And we're going to go up against the same team. Oh, sorry. Go straight into the battle. So turn order is looking, we can see that Piett is before Ezra. So let's just go ahead and do this. Don't give them any days. I don't know. Dispel all buffs on target damage, do physical damage to enemies and inflict offense down. So there's no days here. So that's why we can do this. He gets a turn. And now all of a sudden everything is working. We did the exact same thing. I don't know why she gained speed. Before Maul can annihilate him straight out get-go. We can do this. But now Huyang has a turn before Thrawn, so a little bit weird. Let's just make sure we handle their Padawans have been run. He's gonna get that, so no problemo. Let's just mark down Lord Vader. Let's do this and get the buff dispel. So the turn order is a little bit weird, not gonna lie. People are jumping the line right in center. But yet again, it's no issue really. The only thing that can cause an issue is if the Ezra keeps jumping the line for some reason. As you can see, even up against very well modded and high relic Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano teams, we're able to beat pretty comfortably. Let's just take it to the finish line and make sure we do one more battle just to see if something is really causing these problems. But otherwise, this is how I am going to be going up against Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano in Territory Wars or Grand Arenas. I'm definitely gonna be using my Lord Vader up against it. Because I feel like this is going to be the best counter out there. And don't you worry guys, I haven't said it, but I'm going to say if there's no Datacron on the Ahsoka team and there's no Datacron on the Lord Vader team, Lord Vader is able to carry the battle home. He's able to win if you're just using this simple strategy that I have with taking out either Hu Yang or Padawan Sabine Wren first. You just need to keep check the turn order a little bit and know what they do and stuff like that. Then this is going to be pretty much 100% almost all the time. It's been 100% for me every time I've tested. I haven't lost a single battle. The only thing is that Ahsoka is very durable at the end of the battle, which is a little bit of an issue. But we are also gaining a lot of offense with Lord Vader, and we have Maul still standing, who is going to be able to deal 5 stacks of seeding rage whenever we feel like it. So let's see. I don't want to do this actually, but I can't help myself. Okay, good. We didn't kill her off, but definitely now we do this Lord Vader assist twice, and then we have a turn with Lord Vader. So this is, we're definitely gonna be able to take it down. Let's just run this battle one more time when we're here, because I don't think there's any other Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano in my arena shard higher up the ranks. Let's just make sure we do this, and then after this I can show you all the mods I'm using on my Lord Vader team. So yeah, Piett still above. Let's just do this. Maybe it's one of, depends on which. Maybe it depends on what attack she does. If she uses it this first or second special, I'm not too sure. I need to double check that. But anyways, even if Ezra goes first, it doesn't matter, because we can buff the spell then with Piett, and then we can kill him with Maul. We can do a buff the spell again. But they got going a little bit faster this time again. Let's see, Hu Yang hasn't taken a turn. Let's just go ahead and make sure we do that, because when he gains the History of Galaxy, whatever it's called, Ahsoka gains some extra 30% extra ultimate charge. So that's why sometimes I like to change between Hu Yang and Sabine Wren. If Hu Yang takes a turn before I can do a fracture with Thrawn, I normally 9 times out of 10 fracture Sabine Wren. If I can fracture him before he takes a turn, I always go for him. So let's just make sure we heal up the team a little bit. Do a buff spell right here with Maul. Actually, we didn't really need it. Let's just do this. And here comes, they've already done the fracture. Let's just kill him off and make sure we kill off Sabine Wren. Gain 5 stacks. So really super easy. Definitely probably going to be the best counter for Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. Let's just take it to the finish line. Let's just put it on auto, and then I can showcase the mods I'm using. Sometimes you lose your Royal Guard, but Lord Vader is normally always capable of carrying it to the finish line. Let's see how long it takes now. It's still the same cron. Yeah, they had some resistance penetration. Lord Vader is at full alt. She's being kind of an idiot right now. Not targeting my Royal Guard. And here comes the 5 stacks of Seething Rage. So if this were in Grand Arena, we would get like maybe it's going to be full banners. Yeah, I think if this was Grand Arena, this would probably be full banners. So carry it home, guys. Okay, a few more hits. And down she goes. So I think we did like 6 or 7 battles. Everyone was super clean except for one time when we actually lost them all. But I think that was a little bit a misplay from my side where I just was all over the place. But as we can see, as for the modding, my Lord Vader is modded for critical damage and health. I think this helps out tremendously, especially when it's only Ahsoka left and you need to ramp up his damage a lot. I have 14k on the physical offense for the damage. I'm not that fast and I'm not that durable, but normally like 99 times out of 100 I use Lord Vader on offense because he takes out every Galactic Legend from me except for maybe Leia, which I'm struggling with, especially with Lord Vader. But this is normally the mod setup I'm using and it works perfectly well for me. You really don't need a speed, to be honest, in my opinion. It's just, it makes him 10 times more annoying on defense. But for offense, I like to have him a little bit slower. As for Maul, I think I have modded him for offense and health, which I have. Pretty much a lot of speed, some protection and health, not too much, I would say. I want to have a lot of damage on him as well, so we can, when we do the Seething Rage, we get a lot more out of it. So it's basically like an insta kill. So that's why I think my Maul is going to be able to carry it home, especially in Grand Arena, where the Ezra might have Purgle Kanan's Legacy, so he gained 25 stacks more of Purgle Migration, which gives him 50% defense and 50% tenacity. So that's why I'd like to have Maul modded for offense and health. And as for Piett, I have him very fast. I've actually bookmarked him because I want to make him even faster. So I have him at 348, but I'm still gonna try and reroll to get a lot more speed over here, some more speed over here as well, and not over there. So I have 2 places where I can really work on my my speed and try and bump it to like 26, 27. So let's say we get 27 here and we get to 28 here. That's 10 more. I will put him at 358, which would make him almost impossible to catch. With 378 with Lord Vader, so the Ezra has to be super fast, almost 380 to be able to go before him. But even if he goes before him, it's not the end of the world. You can still manage it as you saw what I did. As for Ahsoka, let's see. Target other ally against 25% turn meter. So I guess this is what she did. I guess she did the Shadow Strike thing. Not Shadow Strike, she did Defiant. Yeah, she did Defiant Resolve and targeted Ezra, so he gained 25% turn meter. I guess that's what happened. But anyways, if that happens, it shouldn't be too big an issue. As you saw, we were able to get through it anyway. But yeah, guys. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully now when you've seen it, you have going to be able to master the counter with Lord Vader up against Ahsoka Tano. And if there's anything you wonder, you can DM me on Discord or you can leave a comment down below. And hopefully this video was of great use for you guys who want to use Lord Vader up against Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano in Turtle Wars or Grand Arena. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. See ya.